Benfica Podcast is one of the founding members of Benfica Independent. Benfica Independent is an independent platform made by fans for fans, and in it you can find opinion articles, podcasts, including ours truly, and also modalidades, if you will. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/Benfica Independent, where you can get merch, you can sign to get exclusive content, and share your Benfiquismo.
Ser benfiquista é uma crença. É uma religião muito grande. A adesão é um culto. Que é liberado, que é crer, que é mental, que é o caráter das pessoas.
A alma de quem é grande, maior que os maiores. É uma paixão para a explicação.
Eu não consigo explicar o que é ser do Benfica. Eu sinto o que é ser do Benfica. É de facto uma paixão. E as paixões são assim, vivem-se assim intensamente.
Aqui não há nenhuma razão. É paixão, paixão, paixão.
Ser Benfica. Até à morte.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of the Talking to the Doll Benfica podcast, episode number 443. My name is Alfredo Fumaças. With me, as always, Cristiano Oliveira. Cristiano, como é que é, amigo? How was your small vacation from the podcast?
I took a vacation from the podcast?
Yeah, we all did.
Oh, yeah, the international break.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it would have been better without the Portuguese national team playing. But that's another conversation another day. What's up, Alfredinho? David? How you guys doing today?
Yeah. Dave, how you doing, man?
Oh, you're doing good.
I'm doing good. When did the international break end?
Tuesday? Wednesday?
No,
Wednesday?
for
I don't know. Benfica looked like they were on international break against Braga there. It didn't look like anybody came back from international break. It looked like they were still on holidays there. But we'll get into that here shortly. But another night, another podcast, as Steve would say. But great to be back on here tonight.
They're celebrating with the Canadian spot.
Yeah, it is what it is. Congratulations to the Canadian national team for making it to the World Cup after how many years, Dave, of being absent?
36 years.
Wow, that's almost a whole generation. 36 years. So you've never seen Canada play in a World Cup?
Nope, first time here
on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. I don't know if they even have that footage on YouTube. Might have to dig deep for that one there.
Yeah, then you look into the archives, the 8mm reels. What's going on, everybody? Patrick Swofford, Carl Zamaru already in the chat. Welcome, guys. We missed you after being out last week. Obviously, Portugal made it to the World Cup. Also, we all know that. A little bit luck in between, but they made it. You know, it's always good to have Portugal in the World Cup. At least you could root for a team in the World Cup if that's your thing. But here we are, episode number 443. We'll look at the Braga game. We'll look also back at the Liverpool game, which happened today as we record this. We look ahead to the second match against BSAD. Hopefully they will show up with more than 11 guys this time around. And also there's some strong, heavy traction rumors about Benfica's next coach that we will talk about. Cristiano, how was your break, man? Aside from not enjoying the national team, how was your break? Did you enjoy being away from the podcast and not having to talk about Benfica?
No, man, it was actually very depressing. I didn't see my two pals, and now only this whole break has only been made worse by the fact that, as you guys can see here on YouTubers today, I'm sitting here by myself without my co-host next to me. So it's been very depressing time.
Yeah. No, unfortunately, I got an early flight tomorrow to the West Coast, and I gotta sleep in. Oh, I gotta sleep in. Go sleep early, I should say. But anyway, we're just hoping.
Dorme no avião, pá.
Huh?
Dorme no avião.
Pois isso também pode ser. But we're just waiting for more people to come in and chat. But I know that some people just turned off football altogether, after today. But here we are. Anyway, let's get right into the Braga game. I'll give you the 11. Flaco Dimos was in goals. Gilberto Otamendi, Vertonghen, and Grimaldo. Weigel and Maite, Rafa and Everton on the wings. Ramos behind Yaremchuk. So both Otamendi and Darwin had come back late from South America. Otamendi, obviously, he got the nod. Darwin was rested in favor of Yaremchuk. Also, Tarapt game time. Well, I don't know if it was game time decision or it was before the game that he was a scratch and he was not available. The club mentioned that he wasn't available. I don't know if he was hurt or what it was. But here's the Benfica coming into this Braga game looking for something they haven't done under Verissimo. 3 wins in a row. And it wasn't going to be the match against Braga in the first round, 6-1 in favor of Benfica. One of those games that our rivals like to call that Braga just opens their legs whenever they play against us. But we showed them. So Braga went ahead in the 28th minute, 1-0 after a free kick from one of the Horta brothers, a foul by Vertonghen, which put his hands in the face of Ricardo Horta, and the referee called a foul. And we have seen the same thing happen to Vertonghen and not get that call. But there was the call, free kick, goal for Sporting Braga. But I have to say, and I don't know if you feel the same way, Dave, I think Flaco Dimos has to save that ball, man. It's going to his strong side, right? Low around the goal, around the wall. What do you think, man? You think that he could have done better?
That should have been a save made there by Odysseus. It wasn't deflected from what I remembered. It's not like it took a deflection on the way in. It's his shorter side there, and he's got to make those saves. Well, credit to the Braga player for ultimately making that shot, but that's one Flaco Dimos needs to have back and make that.
That was horrendous, Dave. That was horrendous.
That was positive. Cristiano's not here.
That was disgusting. That was the dude set up his wall, left the freaking Red Ocean or Red Sea, whatever the hell you want to call it, just right. And that's his angle. That's his post. He's got to cover that. And credit to your Madeira set up. You're gonna give it to me. I'm gonna go there. But then how the hell? It just, bro. It's comical. If you guys recall, and I'm not playing you out, Dave, but I know I don't know if you were part of the podcast. You might have been, so you'll recall. But if you weren't part of the podcast, you're definitely a Benfica. You're probably following along. But I've ragged on this for a while with Benfica. I forget. I don't know if it was Gil Vicente. It might have been Gil Vicente. A free kick that Flaco Dimos, the free kick from like the middle of the field. Flaco Dimos set up a wall. 2 guys separated. You guys recall that, Alfredo? He sets up a wall. One guy like 10 yards away from the other guy. That was his wall. And the guy scored from like the middle of the field. You don't recall that a few years ago?
Nah, these past couple seasons have kind of been a blur.
They're all blending into each other. I vaguely remember this.
I have a picture
like an Aruca or.
No, I don't know. I think it was Gil Vicente or Chaves or it was one of those. It was like blue, like darkest sea. Bro, we're all like, this is a joke. It's a joke. He put 2 guys. There was a free kick in the middle, and he put 2 guys on each. And so, long story short is that for a lot of good that Flaco Dimos does a lot of shit that just leaves you scratching your head.
Yeah.
And I thought before the free kick, I don't know. I was talking to Cristiano Ronaldo there on the phone, if you guys noticed. So I wasn't paying attention to you guys. But no, I'm joking. It wasn't Cristiano. It was Nelson Verissimo. But if going back to that game, that free kick, guys, please explain to me what in the world was that call when Vertonghen apparently almost chopped Ricardo Horta's head off. I mean, it was such an egregious foul. So that it even warranted a yellow. That was very dangerous. It was reckless play. It reminded me of a certain guy that's playing up north now. One time, like stomping on another place back in Spain. So it was like that. It was. I mean, this was a play that needs to be banned from all of soccer. Maybe players even need to wear helmets, maybe, to stop these things from happening. Because that was the most ridiculous foul I've seen. And in Portugal, you see a lot of ridiculous fouls every single weekend, but this one is right up there. And I think the one that makes it even more ridiculous is the fact that Vertonghen got a yellow card for it. But nonetheless, that foul should have never happened. We should not be here talking about this. But here we are. The Vlachodimos sets up his wall, leaves the dude the whole. He leaves him a pass like, yo, shoot through here. Like, that's basically what he did. He's just like, hey, I'm gonna put the wall. I'm gonna get behind the wall. All right. I'm gonna set the wall. I'm gonna get behind the wall, and I'll give you the far ball to yourself. Do you, brother? And Yuri, to his credit, like, if you give it to me, I'm gonna take it. And so it was a total blunder on my. I mean, I was watching that, and Alfredo, you know, I ain't bullshitting about that. I'm sitting there and I'm just like, bro, if that's me, I'm shooting right there. And that's exactly what he does.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why you kind of put the wall over there. So you kind of cheat to one side, and that's
right.
The weaker side is where you cheat to, where you don't have the wall, and he gets beat on the weaker side.
Bro, if Yuri, whomever, Messi, you name it, if they put the ball in the gaveta, hey, man, you got that, bro. Credit to you. You're not beating me on my ball. You're not beating me where I'm standing. You put it over. Yo, great job. Hey, look, I gave it to you. I baited. You took it. Kepa, Chappelle. But you can't get beat in that angle. You can't get beat on that post that you're supposed to technically cut. That is why they set up a wall. That shit was just comical.
Yeah. No, you know, it's typical of, you know, we've seen, like you said, he's capable of some of great things and some of the things will leave you scratching your head. And we'll get into it in today's game, obviously, which is a perfect representation of Vlachodimos, what Vlachodimos is as a goalie. But yeah, I mean, again, anytime a team presses high, Benfica has trouble moving the ball, getting into transition. Then in the final third, it's like you can't make a pass for shit. And then you complain about the refereeing. Look, if you played a lot better and you scored a lot of goals and you created a lot of chances, then maybe you're not talking about the referee. Maybe that's not a point anymore. And I think that, to me, that's the thing that kind of frustrates me the most is that, yes, there's a claim, obviously, and there's some validity to what the referees, the mistakes that referees make. There's obviously a point and valid point. But when you don't play jack shit, it's like the boy that cried wolf. It becomes you become ridiculed by your opponents because, you know, it's as if that play made or break the game. And fortunately for Braga, it gave him a goal, but certainly Benfica has to do a lot more.
Well, I didn't give him a goal. You gave him an opportunity to go.
Well, it turned out to be a goal.
Yes.
But I thought that overall that not a very good first half by Benfica. No ideas to penetrate Braga defense, and this is Braga, man. Like many teams we've seen this year in the league, I mean, they have no business to even be competing with us, and they go toe to toe with us because they're not afraid of us anymore.
But look. Credit to Braga. Braga played their game. You know what I mean? They did what they had to do. They came in with a plan. They came in with an attitude. And as we've seen, and it doesn't matter when Benfica is a powerhouse or when Benfica is limping, wounded dog like they are now, teams get up to play Benfica, right? And they did what they had to do. Just Benfica needs to get ready to bring it every single week. And once again, it seemed like they were lackadaisical. You know, it took them a while to wake up. And before you know it, you're down 2-0. And it's just like, you say it often, Alfredo, on this podcast. And credit to you, and I think Dave said it a couple of times. You guys say it often where it's what is it? I don't even know the term, but like what is it? A calendar filler, like to fill the calendar.
Cumprir calendário.
Yeah, cumprir o calendário. Like, yo, bro, it's like, yo, I'm gonna quit smoking, but I got 10 cigarettes left in this bag. Fuck it, I might as well burn them before I quit. You know what I mean? Like, hey, so that's what they're just burning out and unfortunately for us, we live and die by this.
Yep.
You're talking about, and this is the worst freaking thing that they could possibly do is schedule a game on a Friday, because now you just fucked up my whole weekend. It's scheduled for like, a Monday or something. You know what I mean? Don't do it on a Friday. Now you messed up my Friday night, my Saturday afternoon, and my son. Come on, man. And it's like we look forward to these games. We're amped up. We're like, yo, this team is turning the corner. It's Champions League football. They're gonna be alive, and it's just like, really?
Yeah.
This is the best you could come up with, guys. After 2 weeks of, I don't know what the hell you were doing, most of you. Rafa was probably pouting in the corner because he didn't get called up to the national team somewhere. These guys just, having, I guess, I don't know if they're having a great time, bad time, but whatever. I know that they weren't cansados. You know what I'm saying? And you come to
They
this
were
game.
tired. It was Rui Costa's birthday over the international break. That's why they were tired and didn't show up. It was his 50th birthday. Come on, give the president some love and credit where it's due here.
March 29th, bro. I used to celebrate that man's birthday as a young kid all the time.
And now?
Yeah, I think they celebrated it too.
No more.
Muzz, it's just... Look,
yeah.
Somebody said it on Twitter. Our boy... what is it, man? Capitano Roma. Our boy Capitano Roma, and he goes, but they often say... like he's, they often say, "Il sé que ganho." You know what I mean? They're who cares? And like he himself is like, I wish I had that attitude. It's just like, this shit means so much to us, man. And unfortunately, this team is checked out a while ago. It's not just the team. I mean, if we really want to get down to it, when they let Rui Costa go, they kind of conveyed to everybody that, like, yo, this is a lost season. And this is on Rui Costa. Benfica should not be 15 points
when they
behind.
When they let Rui Costa go, you said?
No, I'm sorry. When they let JJ go, Rui Costa conceded. It's kind of like, epa, campeonato perdido. And as bad as things were at the time, I know a lot of you guys, and I'm off the JJ thing, right? I'm not saying that JJ should still be the coach of Benfica. I get it that he had lost the team. I get it. Team wasn't performing to the expectations. I get that whole shebang, right? But that being said, I don't believe the team with JJ at the helm would be 15 points behind first place. And so
I have to agree with you.
It kind of lost everything at the time, man. It's like the whole message that is sent to everybody by not actually appointing someone. I think, look, and I don't want to go back because we talked about this all the time, but here we are with 6 games remaining. We're 9 points ahead of Braga, 9 points behind Sporting, 15 points. This goes back to the Vietnam years.
Yeah. Dave and I,
this is disastrous.
Dave and I were talking before you joined us that I told Dave that I kind of felt that Benfica is like a tic-tac-toe game currently, where they're just stuck. They're not going to win. They're not going to lose. They're just a tic-tac-toe game that you've used up all your choices, all your options, and now
I don't know, Alfredo. They're 9 points up. That's technically 3 games with 6 to go. I mean, mathematically,
there's still some danger.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't believe I get what you're saying. I don't believe they're going to lose all 6 games, but mathematically,
but you got 2 games. 2 games that you could lose 6 points technically.
Yeah.
And then if you caught slipping, it might be tight, man. It might be tight to the end. So, but yeah, and look, second half, couple changes. Darwin came in for Everton. João Mário came in for Ramos. João Mário to add a little bit more possession and help with the offensive transition. 59th minute, we give up the second goal by Braga, and that defense, like butter. It's so easy to beat our defense, even in today's game. It just looks too easy. I don't. There's not much of a fight there.
You know who might be the team MVP? That even though he's only played not even half a season, it might be Lucas Veríssimo, because he's probably our most valuable player. You see how much of a defensive shambles club we've become since he's gotten injured here. He might get our team MVP award and only playing half of the games this year.
Yeah. More subs in the 65th minute after the goal. Seferovic, Bernardo, and Gonçalves came in for Yaremchuk, Maite, and Vertonghen, respectively. Veríssimo going with two forwards, so all in. Benfica did claw one back on the Darwin PK. And then in the 77th minute, so 3 minutes later, João Mário would tie the game at 2-2. And it gave me hope, to be honest. It gave me hope that Benfica could generate the momentum, could keep the momentum, could finish this game. But it wasn't meant to be. Again, too passive on a defense. It's so weird. Musrati goes to the line to save a ball, brings the ball back in, crosses left foot, which is not even his best foot, and then we get caught in the second post.
Wait, you got to bring that way back before that even happens. That's all starts from a shot outside the box that Vlachodimos should be able to handle, and he punches it out, which causes the corner. And
Dave,
bingo,
be careful,
bango.
Dave. The tuiteiros were after me today because I kind of got on Vlachodimos a little bit. Be careful, because if it's not for Vlachodimos, we'd be in the third division apparently.
Yeah, I can't. And Chris, you were saying this before. I can't remember in recent years us losing a championship with this large of a margin to first place.
It's been a while.
I think last time it was Villas-Boas was what 20 points maybe the one year that they went undefeated. 20 points?
Dave, stat Dave's getting to the.
Yeah, but look, it's what a fucking year, man. What a year. What a year. And it's just when I was telling
it's been a great year, man. Darwin is about to make a lot of us eat crow. I believe our good friend Baquero got some sort of bet if he gets to 30. He's at what, 26 or whatever it is?
I think it might already be at 30.
No, I think
he's at 28. He's at 28.
Yeah, so he's got two more.
Yeah. So Baquero better hope he pulls a muscle or something. I don't know.
But here's the thing. Who has been the MVP of this team? Darwin.
Yeah. As much as we rag on him, it's him. And you know what? It's going to be sad when he leaves this summer.
No, I mean, Dave. Come on, man. Tú me estás o mid, bro. Wait, this summer, yes, he is leaving, and there's a couple other guys that are leaving confirmed already. That being said, there's going to be a lot of guys brought in, and especially if the coach who is rumored to be, I believe they will do a proper job of balancing this squad.
You think?
Yeah, I do. But that being said, I mean, it's a good thing that Darwin's not picking up the injuries this year that he picked up last. Because I mean, imagine this team without him right now. It'd be a shit show.
He was hurt for like a couple weeks, and we missed him terribly. No, this season still. We missed him. We missed him terribly. Oh, now we can start the party. Reigning Entertainment is here. Start the party.
The entertainment is
Chris,
reigning.
The 2010-2011 season, we were 21 points. We finished 21 points behind.
That's Villas-Boas.
And we're on pace to do that. We still got to play Sporting and
what season, Dave?
2010-2011.
10-11. That's Villas-Boas, Alfredo. That was a good shout by you.
Yeah,
I think they won the Europa League that year or the year after, something like that.
Yeah, they went. If I recall, they went undefeaed or something like that season with Villas-Boas, if I'm not mistaken.
27 wins, 3 draws, no defeats.
Yeah,
strippers are here. Woohoo! Oh shit, my bad. I'm talking about the.
But anyway, and I was also telling that maybe Rafa is clairvoyant. That a couple weeks ago we saw how shitty he was going to play against Braga, so he just didn't want to celebrate any goals. It's unbelievable, man.
Hey, Dave, put up that comment by Brian Peters, please. And go ahead, Alfredo. Keep going.
No, well, I'll read it. Since Luis Lufeira got canned, there's been a power struggle. Now Pinto Costa runs everything again. Well, I don't know that he wasn't running things, but at least he had somebody to keep him in check. Maybe
they were best friends.
Referring to.
That's why they're having Leitão all the time. Like, yo, go pass manejo too. They were taking turns.
Yeah. No, it's look, and I don't know if Brian, if you're trying to, give a compliment to Luis Felipe Vieira or not, but yeah, I mean,
Backhanded
No, he's not.
compliment.
I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I don't
but
think he
I
is.
mean, he's saying since Luis Felipe Vieira got canned, Pete Costa runs everything. Meaning, when Luis Felipe Vieira wasn't here or was here, he wasn't running everything.
Yo,
I think it
she-
was just running.
Listen, I just want to, let everybody know, guys. Like, we really, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, we really here appreciate your support. We love the fact that you guys are tuning in and joining us. Look, God bless you guys that you actually
To
want to hear
share
what the
some
hell
of
I
this
gotta
pain.
say, right? Not even shit. Like, God, you want to hear me? God, you guys are gonna have a continued love up there when you pass away. You're gonna have a continued shelf for you guys. But like, bro, I'm in no mood to talk about it. Can we talk about something else, Alfredo? Like,
Yeah,
Hey,
let's talk about
spring
the
training's
Oscars.
coming to the end.
Yeah, baseball's around the
day.
corner. Dave, I got a question for you, Dave. You're over there in Canada. You guys, have a lot built up. Who do you want to slap the shit out of? Let's talk. I mean, I don't want to.
Out of the AL East, or what are we talking about?
No. I'm saying who just Oscars wise. Who do you want
okay.
to step up,
Yeah.
walk up to, and just slap the
Who
shit
do we
out
want to
of?
get our
Trudeau.
wives' names out of? Oh yeah, there we go.
Trudeau.
Keep my
No
yeah,
shit.
for
I'm
sure.
not saying any government official. Yo, I'm not trying to get canned or locked. Yo.
True, we're
I
gonna be
love
censored
Trudeau.
on YouTube here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Look, Chris, you want to talk about that? What'd you think of the whole incident with Rock and Smith?
I was
Chris
joking
Rock, not
about-
the-
I
not
just
the
want to talk about
wrestler Rock.
who I want to slap. I don't care about those clowns. I think that dude's got mental problems. I think he should have gotten escorted out.
Yeah,
You
he's not
can't
he's not in a good place right now. Probably not.
You can't just walk up to stage, slap the shit out of someone, and then
Well,
sit
you
down
could.
and everybody praise you and clap, still give you an award. it's like, hold on. I saw Alfred, I'll tell you who sent me this, but I'm not trying to start any ruckus. I'll tell you off the air. But somebody sent me this, and you'll have a good idea of who sent me this. But I got this message. Will Smith deve ser jogador do Porto. Agride uma pessoa, vai ao VAR, não é expulso e no fim ainda recebe prémio. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that today. That was pretty good.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I whatever. I do think it was real. I don't think it was staged.
Yeah.
Just to say.
Yeah,
Dave,
no.
you think it was staged?
No, it was not staged. It was not staged at all. At first, it thought it was staged, but when he said, "Keep my wife's name off of your effing mouth,"
He said it twice. He said it twice.
He said it twice, and he's got a little quiver in his lip as he was saying this. I was like, "Man, my man is serious."
No, but the funny part is, just 2 seconds before that, he's cracking
He
up.
was
Then he looks at
laughing.
his wife. He looks at her like, "Oh shit, I'm in trouble."
How many of us have done that, right?
I'm in trouble. No, I never slapped the shit out of somebody afterwards.
No, but like
But-
something that you're laughing at, and your wife think, "Well, why the fuck you laughing at that?" And you're like, "Oh, sorry."
Oh, that's for me. That's daily. That's daily. That's daily.
Yeah. So
But,
look, I think
Yeah, I agree with you, Rainy. Imagine The Rock was up there and he had that
they
same
said
joke.
that Mike Tyson's going to be hosting the Oscars next year. No, look, I think that this whole COVID thing, man, is kind
I
of
was joking about. We're actually talking about the fucking Oscars.
No,
Yo,
but that's
you-
fine.
we're losing followers as this shit goes
I
on.
think we're
but-
gaining.
What I'm saying is that this whole COVID thing that happened with people being locked in a house without having to go somewhere.
Wait,
people
but
that-
famous people weren't locked in nowhere, Alfredo.
No, but
Us poor
I-
slabs were locked in, not
I think-
them.
But I think that there was some freedoms that were taken away from a lot of people to several extents, depending on who you are, right? And I think this whole thing of the media bombarding you with things and the political aspect of it, I think that's kind of driven people a little crazy. You know, I think that this world, the way
I
it
don't-
is right now, I've never seen the world the
I
way it is
disagree.
right now.
I disagree,
disagree?
Alfredo. Yeah, because those people don't live a regular in a regular world like you and I do. They're already secluded. They're very whether it's normal time. Yeah, I mean, look, maybe they're not walking down the street like you and I going to watch a Benfica game. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really think the world changed a lot. They're locked in their mansions by themselves and their entourage. They're still locked in their mansions with their entourages. They're still going to their private island. They're still going to Epstein. I mean, Epstein died. I'm sorry. They're still going to. I'm joking. They're still going to
but think
their
about
island.
this: they weren't able.
They weren't
Oh,
definitely not
there's
able to do that.
YouTube's cutting us off here.
They didn't do.
Oh,
there
you
it
go.
is.
You're
Trudeau.
good. You're good. You're good.
Trudeau. They
God,
weren't able
for-
to freeze, collaborate, and listen. No, none of that. None of that.
Thank God for Nelson for reining us in. Dave, some stats on this Braga game so we can move to
Why? What Nelson say?
You
Oh,
said
Benfica,
Benfica, please.
Tem razão, Nelson. Foda-se. Por muito mal que joga, é melhor falar disso.
Vergonha do caralho.
Okay, I try to keep it all positive stats here because I'm sure we've got 5-6 weeks here where we'll just share all this negative stats that we're breaking here for the season. But Darwin with his fourth goal from the PK spot this season. João Mario also returned to the score sheet as well with his first goal since January 9th game against Paços Ferreira. 14-game spell that he went scoreless there. First minutes for Seferovic since January 15th. He looked good. I liked what I saw from him. And first time Braga's beaten Benfica
Yes, that I was
at
waiting for.
home since 2014-15 there.
Yeah. Yeah, Nelson says COVID only thinks sadder than Benfica. Yeah, I agree, man. It's just I was telling Dave, just when you think that things are looking up, this year will be better than last year because, and then it's just shit after shit after shit. It's awful.
Wait, are we talking about COVID or are we talking about Benfica?
No, we're talking about Benfica. All right, so after the Braga game, we said, well, we got Liverpool on the horizon. Maybe they'll give us some happiness against Liverpool. Estádio da Luz, quarterfinals of Champions League against Liverpool. Benfica lined up with Flaco Dimos, Gilberto Otamendi, Vertonghen, and Grimaldo, Weigl and Tarabt, Rafa, Everton, Ramos, and Darwin up front. Didn't take too long for Liverpool to get on the scoreboard. 16 minutes in, 1-0 from a corner. That corner, that classic corner that's defended by the zone and nobody really attacks the ball, and then the guys just get free headers. It's a beautiful thing. These guys are professionals.
Wait, but espera aí. Calma.
I know where you're going to go with this.
Wait,
Go ahead.
wait.
Vai lá, vai
Oh,
lá.
then forget it. Then I'm not gonna go.
No,
Go.
the expert of the free kick expert.
Wasn't
right?
he an expert? Wasn't he like, yo, guys, you know, magician? I remember with Laj would sit down and Seppi, and he'd stand up, and I'm like, who the hell is this freaking guy?
The
I never
special
seen this
teams guy.
He's like, remember, I think we made a reference here. It's like the NFL. It comes to the special teams coach, the defensive coordinator. And now you mean to tell me that they're getting beat on special teams? On set pieces?
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. I gotta be
Yeah.
honest.
Look, I think Rubio Luis is saying, big
Hola,
ups,
Rubio.
big ups to the crowd, sold out crowd.
It wasn't sold out. Wasn't sold out.
Yeah, it was 59 and change.
That's not sold out. They see doesn't start to lose. That's the one thing that when I saw
What
the
did Stadio Luz take?
65. That's what I'm like. What the like? Why would that's
Yeah,
so-
but if you count on the turnstiles, counting the red pass, they were sold out because they probably sold
So it was
all
tickets,
the tickets.
probably tickets sold.
Tickets.
no,
and
no,
red
but
pass.
espera aí. Because Benfica announced that you go check their Twitter account. I'm pretty sure throughout their whole social medias platforms, they put the picture of the jumbo screen, right, with 59, whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, I see what you're saying. So they announced the ticket sales, but only 59,000 showed up.
Yeah. Only 59 came through the turnstiles. That's
That
my
makes no
guess.
sense, though. That's dumb. But okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, who was over there out there? Hugo Stapado.
And so is
And,
Michael
Gonçalves.
Gonçalves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
from
All those
Coutinho.
guys. Yeah,
Those
great
guys
for
were
them.
there. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It's
Fantastic.
awesome. Look, it wasn't too bad of a beating. But I
No,
don't
I
know.
don't think it was a beating at all. I don't think it was a
No.
beating at all. I thought Benfica, obviously, we knew we were going to be under heavy pressure. We understood that you're going up against one of the premier teams in world football. And it was going to be about how to withstand that early initial pressure, which they did. And Vlaco Dimos made a couple of tremendous saves. I mean, turned his face one way and the ball, but that's part of, they created a fair amount of chances, and we were able to withstand that until that before mentioned corner kick. They took the lead, and then Benfica had their troubles of, as you mentioned before, Alfredo. I mean, I was on one of the radio shows in the BBC speaking about this, and and this Benfica. Anybody that watches any type of Benfica game understands that they can't play the ball out the back when anybody applies any type of pressure. So I thought
Yeah.
it's going to be very difficult considering that Klopp and these guys they press all over the field. So I thought things were going to be very interesting, and so they applied exactly what we all anticipated, and Benfica struggled with it. Um, and it was what we all
Yeah.
expected. At least for me, that first half was everything I envisioned previous to kickoff. It was identical to what I had imagined in my
And
head.
to go on for the whole game, right?
Yeah, I expected it all, but that's why I mentioned the first half because I thought second half.
Yeah.
Second half, unlike the other times where we come in, I don't want to get into the second half because there's so much to talk about. But unlike other podcasts where we come here, like Dave, what was he doing at halftime? Because it's after everybody makes adjustments. In the whole speech, and the second half, we're asleep. This time, Verissimo,
Yeah.
the special teams coach, put on a special design on the chalkboard, and actually Benfica played a lot
Yeah.
better in the second half.
Yeah, in the second half, we saw a better Benfica that wanted to come out and compete. Darwin gets that goal in the opening minutes of the first half, from an assist from Rafa with some luck in between,
From
right? Because
Canote, yeah.
the center back, usually center backs clear that ball. He's got it between his legs, and I like the fact that Darwin was calm and collected to be able to put that ball away, man, because that's not an easy ball to put away, because you got the goalie rushing in on you, and you got the defender that's now trying to recover the ball that he missed, and he was able to bring it to his right foot and put it in the far corner. So kudos to Darwin, man. But yeah, much better Benfica in the second half, and look, the crowd was really into it in the second half. And I read somebody saying that for as loud as Anfield might be, they couldn't really hear the Liverpool fans at the stadium, with the exception of the 3 goals that they scored. That's when they heard them, obviously. But the whole stadium, the whole stadium was very loud. And look, you can't, the fans, for as much as tragedy that's happened this season, how much the team has let us down, kudos to the fans, man. They've stuck with the team, and even though this Liverpool thing seemed like a fight with no means to success, the crowd is there, man. The crowd is there, and they hope that with the support, they can turn this into one of those memorable nights. And it almost was a memorable night, right? We got that penalty call that wasn't called against Darwin.
That's
and
a penalty.
That's a penalty. I was watching the BT Sports feed with Steve McManaman and the other guy that very well known. His voice is very well known.
Gary Lineker.
No, it's like I think he does the FIFA games or something like that. I forget what his name is, but
yeah.
But they have a referee, just like Mike Ferreira does for the NFL games, and that referee said that Liverpool got lucky that they didn't get that penalty called against them. And look, we scored that penalty. It's a different game.
It is, but even the one impressive thing to me was even with that miss, that meaning the miss of the penalty call, right? That they didn't even go to VAR and shit. That shit's so annoying. But you expect the English teams to get favorable decisions all day. At least I do. Benfica didn't just say, "Oh, here we go again," and gave up. No, Benfica still kept for a good 15, 20 minutes. Benfica played to a level that I don't think any of us expected them to do so.
Yeah.
So credit to them. They still created a couple of opportunities. You had a 4-on-2 or 4-on-3 where you had Everton and you had Darwin to his right, and he decides to take the shot, which is great. You just can't be straight at the goal. I mean, it wasn't straight, but it wasn't. He had the whole goal to shoot at, and and he made it Uh, he didn't make a good decision. I thought he could have picked a better spot. I
I
thought
think
he
there were
could have.
multiple chances like that. Not,
Yeah.
I think Rafa had another chance like that where pass off would have been the better choice or decision there.
And
Rafa,
Everton
Darwin
had
a
a
couple
chance
times too.
too.
That's the one I'm
Yeah.
talking about, Alfredo Everton, the one whatever.
Yeah.
The one that
But
he had him on
he
the right
stopped.
side, and he just
Yeah,
he
and he
just
shot
shanked
it.
it, didn't hit it
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And so I thought Benfica definitely created a couple opportunities. I think that, they started to believe that, hey, man, maybe we could do a little something. And then again, another. I think a lot of this was self-inflicted, right? Another mistake, a bad turnover, a through ball. Flaco Dimos, who stood on his head throughout most of the game, comes out, doesn't come out. Like, brother, if you're gonna pull out, you gotta pull out all the way, or else you stay here, já tá dentro. Like, I don't. It's just, oh my God, man, it's bad. Like, when we make mistakes, it's costly mistakes. That's a brain fart on his.
Yeah.
I don't want to call it a brain. It's not a brain fart. You know what? I apologize. Brain fart. It's when a guy does it once in a while. He does it all the time, so it's not a brain fart. Never mind.
Yeah.
I think
It's a routine.
yeah.
Yeah, and
whatever it
watching the play, you see him rush out of the box. I mean, rush out of his line. Excuse me. And you think he has this because of the speed in which he came out and the distance between him and the ball. I felt that he was going to get to the ball at least with enough time to block a shot or block anything, right? But then he just stops. He just stops. It's like, and I was thinking, what the hell are you doing? He just stops, and once you stop, you're dead in the water because now you plant your feet on the ground, went right around him, easy money. But I have to say that I know that Liverpool is Liverpool, right? And by no means is Liverpool at the same level as Ajax. But I think when you play a second half, which is very similar to the second half that you played against Ajax, right? Where you built on some confidence and you make some things happen and things kind of work in your favor because you're working hard for them to happen. And the way you played the second half, you got to go into Anfield and you kind of feel a little bit encouraged. Yes, it's a 2-goal lead, whatever it is. But look, you could go toe to toe with these guys. Like you proved that you could in the second half. So I don't know. I feel a little bit encouraged for Anfield. I think it's going to be a tall task, but certainly, I don't think that. I thought that Benfica did pretty well. Let's not forget that Porto got what 4 or 5 when Liverpool came to Porto.
I think it was 5.
And you know what? That's one thing that I think we're fortunate with. Such a great team Liverpool is, but they don't have that proper number 9 striker. I think they were using Mane there as their striker in the first half. And if you have any competent striker in that position, we're looking at a 6-1 scoreline here.
They still lead the Premier League in goals. So even though they don't have that Lewandowski up top, they still have no trouble finding the back of the net, man.
But I think they were wasteful today.
They were that's what it is. I don't think it's about a number 9, Dave. I just think that they were wasteful. And the great Vlaco Dimos, the Greek wall, was there to stop everything.
Well, you got guys on off nights. Salah usually isn't a guy that's off many games. Mane was also pulled out.
Sané. Yeah, Sané buried us already a couple of times. But
it's some of those guys weren't all that great. But I mean, even the guys coming off the bench, that team doesn't really lose a lot of quality. Jordan Anderson, for example.
I think that's when the game changed for us. When they
Diogo
came in, it was a different game there.
He was able to secure what was happening in the midfield.
I know there's some positives we could take from this game, but it's hard to watch these games at times without mentioning some of the disappointments. Like Rafa, I mentioned in the Ajax games, and I mentioned it, which is crazy. In these games with speed, you think this would be right down Rafa's window here, like what he likes to do. But the guy goes missing. He just
no wonder you don't get called to the national team.
Yeah, like the guy you could tell these games are too fast for. And I even though he had that assist, as you mentioned before, and I'm glad you call a spade a spade. I mean, let's be frank. the center back, if that's Van Dijk, that ball never makes it to Darwin. It gets cleared.
Oh,
So
yeah.
even then, it wasn't a trauma. It was like, oh my God, he threaded a needle. It was nothing like that. I mean, he got lucky on it and he came off with an assist. And then, Everton is another guy. And it just seems like all of a sudden, and I get that, Benfica wants to maximize it and they want to make sure that their 20 million investment develops and they're trying to get the best return for their buck. But Everton has been disastrous in a lot. I thought even against AJ, and like take some while to sub this guy off the field.
Yeah,
I
but
thought
the problem
thought-
is who's you going to put there?
easy. I could answer that for you today. I thought that when Benfica was applying pressure, I thought bringing in another physical presence into that field, I thought would have been smart. I thought Benfica could have taken out an Everton, put Darwin on the left, where he's played a lot of this season and he's been very successful down that left side flank. Put Seferovic up top, another big boy to battle with the Van Dijk. Van Dijk's 6'4", 6'5". This dude's a giant. Get somebody in there to disrupt these guys, a fresh body. And it wasn't Yaremchuk. Yaremchuk is not that type of player. I didn't understand that substitution today. Yaremchuk is a guy, and I've said it here over and over, he needs service in the box. He's a player to play when Benfica has possession. Not when Benfica is trying to defend. Not when Benfica is trying to apply pressure. I thought Seferovic today would have been the right choice. But again, I'm just a podcast host or whatever. Not even a host. I'm just a podcast.
Well, you get
contributor.
tapped in to go to BBC Sport to talk about Benfica, so you're some kind
That's
of an
'cause
authority or something.
Everybody.
Nobody was available. Nobody was available.
We were still on international break.
Yeah, everybody's on international break, and I got the call.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought there was a couple of different things Benfica could have done. I like the addition of Maite, even though he didn't have a particularly good game. Saw a lot of criticism for Tarap, when he got the yellow, but that was all on if you
No, you have to get that
if you
yellow.
understand anything about the game, you understand that was a technical foul. He had to
You
because
got to get that yellow.
Roberto Carlos, not Gabriel, Jesus Christ. Roberto Carlos gave up the ball childishly, and then Tarap had no choice. He had to stop the play. He got a yellow, but
Yep.
people criticize it because he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, go play FIFA on PlayStation. Go play FIFA on PlayStation. Then come comment on soccer games.
If you want to hurl some criticism at Tarap, you give him, you criticize him for losing that ball that gave him the first goal. Was the first? No, the first or the second goal? It was a turnover by Tarap.
I don't know. I don't see
It wouldn't have been the first goal. The first goal was
No,
off
the first goal
corner.
from a corner. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I didn't think there was some things that he did that were good, and some things sometimes good,
Sometimes maybe
sometimes shit.
good.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. That's.
But Grimaldo
that's
foi
what it
muito apagado hoje.
Yeah,
But
but
again,
look,
there
when
was-
you got guys on
Yeah,
coming
exactly.
to your
Yeah,
side, you
yeah,
stay
yeah.
home.
Yeah. No, I agree. But I'm not criticizing. I didn't say. I'm just saying foi muito apagado hoje, but that was more to do with system and tactically
But
than anything else.
I really thought that
Yeah.
the offensive guys could have done a lot better. Everton, Rafa could have done a lot better. I think those guys. I expected a lot more.
Gonçalo
from those guys.
Ramos.
Gonçalo
Did he
Ramos
play?
too. No,
Did he
Gonçalo
play?
Ramos- I thought there was probably the worst game I've seen Gonçalo Ramos play for Benfica, or one of the worst ones.
But the thing is, Benfica's
He works hard.
options
He
on the bench are limited. I got to be
Yeah, that's the
frank as
thing.
well. They're limited. But you had too many guys today not have good days, and a lot of them because they were in different roles, which is sacrificing their offensive game for the defensive game, the collective of the team. I understand all that, but when you're still working your butt off to do all the right things on the defensive side, again, it's just the way I think. It's not an excuse for when you have an opportunity on a break to bundle the very few, because in a game like this, when you know you're going to be defending all day, right? You're going to be under heavy pressure. You have to take advantage of the opportunities you get. You can't squander these opportunities. And I said it on Twitter. I said, bro, Benfica's squandering the Liverpool's type of team that's going to make you pay on the other side. And they did. And the only thing to me today, guys, and I'm not one of these guys like, oh, Porto got 5. At least we didn't get 5, because that's small team mentality. But at the end of the day, it's still a loss. A loss is a loss, right? By 1, by 5, you lost. It doesn't matter. But I'm gonna play a little bit of that, which was the only worst thing than giving up the third goal was the fact that it was Diaz who scored it.
Yeah, I'm not even hung up on that, to be honest with you.
But still,
I'm not hung up on that. Yeah, look, somebody's, people saying in the chat that Rams worked hard. Yeah, he worked hard, man.
he always
but-
works hard. He always works hard. Nobody's saying that the guy doesn't work hard. And a lot of times, and again, as I said before, tactically, instructions by the coach is totally different. So maybe the guy's out of his game. But people take offense to someone commenting like, "Yo, bro, it's okay to say so and so didn't have a good game today." As opposed to getting offended. Yo, he didn't have a good game. Just eat it. But now everybody gets all offended at pennies and a bunch. Like, bro, look.
No, for me, there was a couple key passes that he could have made that were easy passes that could have gotten the team out of trouble and into the transition, and he wasn't able to complete those passes. And he wasn't the only one. There was other guys.
But at least to him, I give him an excuse. He's a young kid playing at this level at this stage.
You looked a little bit nervous.
This is not the B team, right? But now the Rafas of the world that have played in World Cups, that have played in Euros, the Evertons that have played in Copa Sul. I don't know if he's even been to a World Cup. I have no idea. But he's been on the Brazilian national team. This is inexcusable for these guys. Gonçalo, I'll give him a break. I mean, he worked hard, but working hard in that position, you have to give me something offensively.
Yeah, and
that's all I'm saying.
I agree with you.
I'm not saying to get rid of the guy, put him in a boat, and send him to Egypt. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, yo, you need a little bit, in a game like this, you need a little something from these guys.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And I also agree with you with the fact that you squander opportunities, you're liable to get one in the internet. In the same way that you make mistakes, and those mistakes costly very high at this level. The world-class teams with world-class players that are going to make you pay, and all they need is a half chance to put the ball away. That's a lot of rhyming there. But yeah, look, it's it wasn't too bad of a game by Benfica. I'm happy with some of the performance in the second half. I just thought that Vlaco Dimos could have gotten that goal, and if we take a 2-1 result to England, it's not a bad result.
He's got to come out, man. He's got to disrupt Diaz. He has to make it difficult. You can't come out halfway and then just make. Bro, you are in no man's land. Diaz just went around him. I was like, oh shit, thanks. You're like, I don't even have to do anything. I don't have to take an extra touch. It's just one touch around you. I'm on goal. I thought that was not a smart decision on his part. He had a good game, like he saved a bunch of one-on-ones, and yes, it could have gone ugly, yada, 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 yada. Fine, but we're talking about this one play, this one individual play that could have really given this team life going into Anfield. I think about how much we've talked about here on this podcast over the last couple of weeks about confidence, about building confidence, how this team is a totally different team when they're playing with confidence. Going into Anfield 2-1 after the second half that they put forth today, the confidence level would have been, even though you probably go out and lose to Vizela this weekend, right? Doesn't matter. Right? Because we can play against these guys.
Yeah.
The Liverpools of the world, the teams that just like these guys, like we have access to our phones, they read the rankings. Oh my God, the best the great, setting records in the EPL. They don't lose game. These Benfica players, they read like you and I do as well. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you coming into this game where you think, bro, these guys are untouchable. We'll be lucky if it's 3-0. I'll sign up for that, right? That's what a lot of these guys are probably. They're not going to admit it publicly, right? But hey, 3-0, shit, it's not an embarrassment. I'll sign up. Let's get out of here with that. Yeah. Then all of a sudden, you're actually creating chances. You're putting pressure on them. Oh shit, these guys aren't, they're human like us, man. Maybe we could play with these guys after all. And then that third goal just really took the air out of the building. You could tell even the crowd, like she's like,
yeah. No, I felt that too. Dave, your thoughts on the game, and then we'll get your stats and we'll move on.
I already said my thoughts. I mean, we were wasteful with our lack of opportunities that we did get, but I still feel that with a proper striker, Liverpool wins this with a bigger scoreline. But some stats on it. Darwin's got his 28th goal of the season, fifth in this year's Champions League campaign, and he tied Nuno Gomes for Benfica record of most goals scored in a single Champions League campaign. So he's got his fifth of the Champions League campaign. Sixth meeting between these two historic clubs, and with today's result, each team has won 3 games apiece. And this is the third time this season that Benfica has lost back-to-back games. Previous ones were against Porto, and then Gil Vicente and Sporting, and now Braga and Liverpool.
Yeah.
Freddie, before you guys, just wanted to mention a couple of the Freddies here on the chat.
Yeah.
I see Evo Peters in the comment and making comments. And Evo, if you're the Evo that I'm thinking about, what that? Yeah, if that's you, these are if that's you. Yeah.
Brian asked about what our thoughts were on the penalty. Yeah, it's a penalty all day.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was watching
it is him.
I was watching the BT Sports feed, and they went to their referee expert, and the referee said that they got lucky. To me, the only reason that doesn't get called is because Darwin goes down too easy. That's the only reason that doesn't get called. There's a clear foul.
And you know what's funny? I thought about that because like it goes to show in the Portuguese league, any little touch is a foul, right? It's ridiculous. And to me it was a penalty, but I'm hoping that this teaches these players to play on, because I wanted to bring it forward to a play. I don't know if it might have been after when Jota comes into the game. If you recall, he's getting grabbed and held on by Gonçalo, by what's his name? Gilberto Carlos. You fucked me all up with his name.
Gilberto Carlos.
Okay. Yeah, because I keep thinking of the singer. You guys, all right. When he's grabbing and Jota never goes down, and he actually keeps fighting for it. You could tell this dude's got that raza in him. And then he goes in on a play. He's clearly been fouled for the last 20, 25 feet, right? Repeatedly. And then he goes on a 50-50 ball with Otamendi, and he gets called for the foul. I bet you he's probably thinking, for this, Montinho mandado show. But like that's the mentality I want Benfiquistas to play, especially at Darwin. If Darwin wants to go to these other campeonatos, right? Maybe that wasn't the best look at it, best look for him, but I do believe that that it was a penalty.
Carlos, I agree with you. I think that he goes down too easy. If he tries to make an attempt on a ball and the referee clearly sees that he's being impeded, I think he gets that call all day, and he doesn't even have to go to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't even have to go to the ground. But yeah, you had one early in the first half where he went down too easy, and then this one, as soon as he felt the hands on his chest, fell down like a sack of potatoes. I think that if he pushes a little longer, and the impediment was there, the hands were there, the referee had a great angle of it. I just think that he goes down too easy, and as Carlos said, the theatrics kind of make the referee not want to call that.
Yeah.
In Champions League football, and in the Portuguese league, he probably gets away with it, but not in the
no, not even in the Portuguese. The VAR don't work for us. It only works against us.
Yeah. Anyway, B-SAD comes up this weekend. We all remember what the first game was like at Jamor.
I'm already sad. I don't need to
be sad.
We're all sad, bro.
Dave, what are those guys up to? Not much. They're second to last place.
Second to last. They were in last place. They had a good lead there in last place, but Sapinto is making a run for their money. They're in 17th.
Wait,
yeah,
Sapinto?
He's at Moreirense. That's what he means.
That now they're in last place now. But B-SAD is currently in 17th with 21 points from 4 wins, 9 draws, 15 defeats. Coming into this match, undefeated in 4, 1 win in 3 draws in their last 4. So that's how they've made their climb out of the basement there. And like we've alluded to earlier this season was the 7-0 fiasco where B-SAD only had 9 players to start off the match there.
Is the decision been made? Does that game count? Like, remember they were going to discuss.
We'll get some results in 2 years.
Yeah, in 2 years we'll find out. And then Benfica will have to play Belenenses sometime.
You guys remember You guys remember how? Well, I don't know if you remember, but I got plenty of calls at the time from Sportingistas, not Portistas, more Sportingistas. Well, Benfica could be tied with Sporting in the end in the goal differential, man. That's so unfair. I wonder if they're
Those
still
were the
worried about
time. Those
goal
were the good old
differential.
days, eh?
Remember, Dave?
The
That
days
was when
we
Benfica was on a
we
high.
were still in it.
Yeah,
We were in
Benfica was on a
second
high
place
then.
at that time, I believe.
Yeah. Belenenses has not won a game away from the Jamor this season. Only scored 5 goals when playing outside the Jamor. Game takes place this Saturday, 6 p.m. local. And ladies and gentlemen, there's only 6 games. So after this one,
It'll be
5 games remaining.
Afraid you're good. You bet
I'm
you got
good.
high score in your SATs.
I
You're
did.
very good.
Chris, you need to be quick and with the applause button there when you said only 5 games to go in the season. There we go. Yeah.
Or the bell, ding. No, and Ivo Peters is asking a real question. Same situation with Otamendi and on Salah, ref calls a PK. I think maybe Salah gets a little bit of benefit of the doubt because he's Salah.
Oh yeah, English teams will get all day. Get that call all day.
But I think that it's like I said, had it not been for him going down too easy, we got that for sure.
And what pissed me off was the fact that the referee wasn't having any of it. He could have look at least fake the funk. I went to VAR. Epá, e tu estavas a mamar. At least that isn't that why VAR is there?
I still haven't figured out why VAR.
Yeah,
when
I
to
think
use
that
it and not to use
VAR
it.
is there to help the referee. But I think that if the referee says, "Hey, he went down too easy. Let me just look at it and see what you see," and he say, "Yeah, he went down too easy. All right, we're good. Carry on." Look, it is what it is.
Unless the referee himself was the one that said to the VAR, "Yo, he went down easy."
Don't even bother. Don't even bother.
Yeah, like I don't care. Don't even waste my time, because I think that I mean you're a referee, but I think that you could actually do that. Do you have VAR with little kids, Alfredo?
No.
You have the VAR. You don't run to your car.
These,
I gotta go
these
check the
parents
VAR.
can't afford the VAR. Come on.
And you hit a
No.
tintol in the car. You like tell them go check the
No,
car. The
They've
no
got-
VAR.
No VAR.
They've got all their money going to Alfredo's pockets instead of the VAR. That's what.
Yeah.
What's going on here.
No VAR needed. When you make the right calls, you don't need VAR.
Machina.
So anyway, last topic of the night.
Oh, still gotta talk more. Well, we gotta give a prediction. We got off the
Oh,
prediction.
you want to give a prediction?
B-side predictions.
Go ahead, Chris.
Uh, 4-0.
4-0 for Benfica, right?
No, B-side. No, Benfica. 4-0. Against 11, it'll be easier than against 7.
Dave?
I don't think we come into this match fielding our best 11, so I'm gonna say 2-1.
For the soft.
Dave, Belenenses
that's a
only
good
scored
point.
5 goals.
I know,
away from the
and
Jamor.
I know you said only 5 goals, and they're gonna definitely put at least 1 behind us here.
Yeah.
Yo, if Verissimo gives up a goal against B-side at the start of the
On a
lose,
set piece.
shouldn't even get on the bus afterwards.
I'm gonna go with 3-0 for Benfica. I just don't think that B-side has it. But we've seen weirder things.
This is
happen.
a revenge game. They got a humiliated 7-0. This is a revenge game for
Dave,
us.
that's
This is Super Bowl.
Dave, what are the did they put out the lines yet for the game, or probably
Let me
not? It's
see,
too early,
let's
right?
see.
I'm curious to see, but Benfica has been on a path of, the teams that need to break records or need to break some kind of a cycle. Benfica offers themselves to help out and break that cycle.
They're modern day Robin Hood, Benfica.
Yeah,
They're right here.
yeah. Take from the rich and give to the poor.
Yeah,
What,
there we go.
what are the
We have
odds,
it-
Dave?
Let's see here. What are we looking at? Benfica's heavy favorite, 1.13, 1.14. If you want B-side is paying out 17-1.
17-1.
Yeah.
I'll put $1 on that.
To win 17. But you can even get a Frank Churrasco $17, bro. Might as
You're
well
right
put
about that.
$2. Might as well put 2.
All right, let's talk about something positive. Well, it depends how you look at it, right? So, lots of traction in this rumor that Roger Schmidt will be Benfica's coach or next coach, I should say. announcement will be pending. Obviously, right now, with Benfica still involved in the Champions League, it's not the best time to announce. So I think that once the Champions League is done, I think that Roger Schmidt will be announced. Chris, are you like me? I haven't been this excited about a coach coming to Benfica in I don't know how long.
Well, me's been 2 years. Me was just recently, guys, and it didn't go well. So I don't know if you want to get my thoughts on it. But I'm excited. I like the coach. I like his style. He's an attacking minded coach. Gung ho. Hey, you might score 4, but we'll score 5. Definitely gonna have everybody on the edge of their seats. There's obviously the worry about the adaptation. The worry about will they give him the players that he needs to play his high press, to play his, he plays very fast. None of this wasting time back and forth style. He wants goals and he wants them quick. So you need those types of players. I do believe that if Rui Costa has gone, out of his way to speak with this guy and bring this guy, I just like to think that Roger Schmidt's not going to say yes to whatever project is presented to him by whatever team without the assurances that they will give him what he needs. So I think that gives me a little bit of positive thinking going forward. He's going to be a coach that, as we like to say, a maneira velha, Alfredo, which is para jogar a Benfica. There's a lot of that. Benfica it has the responsibility of not just winning, but of entertaining. Now, the shit Benfica we've seen over the last couple of years, we're just happy if we get a W, right? We ain't even worried about what kind of win, the quality. But when Benfica is Benfica, we're supposed to put on a show for the fans. We're entertainers. And I think he has that in him. And it's going to be very exciting if he does implement his system and the players adapt to it quickly and they get off to a good start. I think things could be very entertaining at the start of the loose, but still a lot of time between now and then. Maybe Verissimo beats Liverpool and they should say, "Opa, Roger, beat it.
Esquece la ispa.
Beat it." Yeah.
No, I'm with you, Cristiano. I think my biggest reservation is for us to build a squad that's going to be at Roger Schmidt's image, right? Because he likes to press high. Teams are very physical, very fast, and right now there's a lot of guys that probably would not fit his game model and his game idea. But I'm with you. I think that as a coach, you get presented with a project, and you got to say, "Look, you need me to do this. This is what I need. I need X, Y, Z, W, L, whatever." So in order for me to achieve the goals that you've set out for me, so I think that that's going to be the biggest challenge for me is for Benfica to fill those gaps that Schmidt is going to be able to identify or has already identified pretty quickly. So that's my biggest thing. But I'm encouraged, man, because as Cristiano mentioned, he's the type of guy that you went into nothing. Let's go. Let's get the 3rd. Let's get the 4th. Let's get the 5th. It's just a nonstop guy.
I'm reading these comments here. And Boris, Roger Schmidt hasn't won anything ever. I mean, guys, let's. I mean, I feel like I have to say
what did JJ win when?
Forget JJ.
When he got to Benfica?
Forget JJ. Forget JJ. I mean, do we think that Benfica is going to get a trophy-winning coach based on just the name Benfica? Because we have a history back in the 80s where we're tremendous. Based on this, the way that the way that the league has become a shit show, right? Our club is being investigated for corruption left and right? Our president has been locked up. We can't hold on to players. You know what I mean? Like there's, it just players come in, they're out of next season if they show any type. I mean, what coach that wins trophies and has legitimately a plan for success, a road for success, has a tremendous amount of other interested clubs in them? What coach is going to choose Benfica, guys? Yeah. What coach you think you're going to get? You're going to get maybe Jurgen Klopp gets so impressed with the fans today that he says, "Fuck this, I'm out after Liverpool." Oh no, maybe Pep Guardiola. No, Mourinho. Even I wouldn't want his ass. But Mourinho, he's won a lot of trophies. You want him? You want him? Wait, Fernando Santos won a trophy. You want him? I mean, for Christ's sake, man. I mean, just because you didn't win a trophy doesn't mean you're not a good coach. A lot of times, you might be on a good team, but shit doesn't go right. A lot of times, other teams, but just to say that a guy hasn't won, therefore I don't want him at Benfica. Guys, Benfica, the brand is a great European brand, but the name today, in terms of football wise, it's
It's not the
it's a
best.
minnow.
Yeah,
Like
you're
they call
absolutely
it.
right.
It's Farmers League.
It's a,
What coach with a tremendous future is legitimately going to say, "Yo, man, this is where I want to go now." Yeah, forget going to Newcastle and making 15 million a year.
Yeah.
I want to go to Benfica and battle it out in shops.
I'm
Thursday
pretty
night.
yeah, I'm pretty certain that Fonseca was approached and he said no, because there's an article of him on a Ball or Record saying that it's every coach's dream to coach and not necessarily coaching a top class team, but more coaching in a top class league.
And I'm sorry. And Boris, I'm sorry, bro. I'm not getting on you. I apologize. If you think you just happen to mention it, and you reminded me of the 80,000 comments I've gotten on Twitter and Instagram. So I apologize. Not getting on you at all, buddy. Don't take it personal. You know what I mean? I'm just answering the people that have come up with that thought process, right? That, Benfica could have gotten a winning coach. Benfica could have gotten a young coach. Bro, you have to remember, it has to be a two-way street. You know, you could be walking down the street, see the hottest chick, but if she want nothing to do with you, what are you gonna do? Yo, vai pra casa and beat it. You know, it is what it is. Like you gotta have a dancing partner. They gotta want to dance with you.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you kind of play to the level of coaches that would be interested in you. And I think somebody said on the chat that Benfica could only get project coaches, and that's absolutely right. No coach
Who said
would.
that?
I don't know if it was. I don't know who it was, Dave. Dave, you control it. Brian. It was Brian. I think it was Brian Peach.
Yeah, that's correct.
But that's absolutely right. I mean, you go to somewhere or to a club, and you know what's your league and what's not your league, right? So sometimes you might want to go outside your league, but the chances of you being able to grab that coach that's outside your league that has a market in England and in the top leagues is very slim. So I think this is actually a slightly a step above for Roger Schmidt. I wouldn't say it's a lateral move, because I think that Benfica is a much better team than PSV, at least historically. But I think it's a slight step up for Roger Schmidt. I don't know, man. I like the guy. I'm a fan, and I'm encouraged by the prospect of him joining Benfica.
Yeah. And Boris, man, love you, bro. Keep up the comments. Appreciate it.
Which Boris is saying Gerardo Sion has done miracles at the Bundesliga. The guy is 12 years younger than Ruiz.
But he's got to want to come.
That's the thing. Yeah, we don't know who was approached and who was willing to tickle. Because look, there's a lot of shit that's going on right now with Benfica outside the four lines.
Yes, but Boris, I get he's in third place in the Bundesliga is better than second place in we understand that. But as you mentioned, he's young, so I'm pretty sure the guy's like, yo, look, I could possibly get to Borussia Dortmund in my own country. I could get to Bayern. There's other places I could look at. Tuchel, the success he's having in England. There's other, bro. Yeah. He's got to come. I don't know. I didn't have a conversation with him, Boris. I didn't ask him.
He's got to want to. Yeah. But I think that out of all the guys that we were talking about that could possibly be interested, I think that Roger Schmidt should be right up there. I don't think Marcelo Gallardo is interested in coming to Benfica, man.
I don't even know if Benfica approached him, because here's, again, Gallardo, even though I like the possibility, as you guys have heard me say on the podcast, there's not a lot of noise around him neither about European teams. Maybe, I don't know, people have soured on him. I don't understand why he hasn't made the jump over the pond just yet. And, maybe Benfica didn't want. We don't know. That's the thing. We're just all sitting and speculating. The fact is that we know that they spoke to Roger. I'm pretty sure you could come up with another 5, 6, 7, 8 coaches that are young, that are good. But one, did Benfica speak to them? Two, if they did speak to them, would they want to come? Again, right now, the Benfica project is not the most appetizing. It is not. All right, we're talking about a club that just spent $100 million and didn't even make the Champions League that year. Now they're in third place, 15 points behind first place. Their club is being investigated for this. If you are a legit coach with a bright future, why in the hell would you want to put yourself in bed with this right now? Wouldn't it be, look, maybe I'm interested in coming to Benfica, but I'm gonna let the sky, the
dust
clouds
settle.
clear. Like, right now there's too much darkness around this club. Let this shit settle down, and then maybe we'll talk about it in a couple of years when the club is in a better position. Right now, you look at this roster. Is there anybody that you're like, oh man, I can't wait to get my hands on? Yeah, he is, but he's leaving. Darwin. There's not much that could be done. So I think it's a lot easier said than done, guys.
I think that as Kshenos said, when it's all said and done, this is probably the best guy that we could get. And obviously, we don't know who was approached, who was asked, what kind of project was proposed, what kind of things were imposed on a coach, right? We don't know that. Garza said, you know what? We have a limited budget. You got to turn to the Seychelles to feed your team. We don't know these conversations. We don't know all the details. All I know is that coaches are approached. They have, exploratory conversations. If you want to go forward, then you get into deeper conversations. But I just think Roger Schmidt right now is a name that surprises me, and I'm excited about it. So I hope that that he proves us all right and some people wrong.
Well, here's one thing I can tell you with 100% certainty. That regardless who the hell Benfica signs, names as a coach, somebody's going to think or say there's somebody out there that's better. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Somebody, you hire Pep, but Klopp is the best. You hire Klopp, but it's just, bro, I don't know. But this idea that Benfica, on name alone, is going to attract the brightest, the youngest minds in world football is one of those stories I tell my daughter in Disneyland. We used to be able to do that. I don't think we can do that today. I don't think we're there in today's world. And it's sad. It pains me to say it. It sucks.
Benfica is not as attractive as we were 3-4 years ago. We're not. That's the pure reality of it. Regardless of what talent is coming out of Seychelles,
which talent is
it? And certainly a coach could look and said, look, one of the best academies in the world that's produced tons of talent in these past 10 years. I could always, if I can't go get this guy because it's a lot of money, hey, maybe I can plug in a hole with a young kid and develop him if the talent is there. So I don't know. We don't know what conversations are taking place, and we don't know what's been asked of the coach or it's been imposed on the coach. So
I don't want to rain on any of our parades here, but what are our realistic expectations with whichever coach we decide? Do we have to give them a grace period to get adapted with Portuguese football and with get the grace period for our players to get adapted to this?
I think I read 2+1, and usually the cycles. Mourinho has mentioned it, JJ has mentioned it. Usually it's a 3-year cycle for you to get to the top of your game where the team is firing on all cylinders.
Espera aí, so you mean to tell me Benfica vai 2 anos sem ganhar o campeonato? And now you got to não mais, já vão a 3, right?
It's going to be 3, and then
it's already 3.
We're going to go on 6 years.
Bro, listen, I think Roger
you got to be
Schmidt,
able to compete, man.
I think in the Portuguese league, guys, this is not La Liga, Premier League or whatever. This is the Portuguese league. If Roger Schmidt comes in and he brings in 5-6 new players of his choosing, okay,
that are straight up starters.
Yeah, exactly. There's no reason, and again, 5-6 guys. I mean, that it doesn't have to be 5-6 Neymars and Mbappes. I'm just saying 5-6 guys that could, that are going to make a difference on this team. I don't think there's no reason why Benfica can't be right up there competing next year for the time. If Roger Schmidt is indeed this coach that we all expect him to be.
Chico Marcelino's got a good question. Would we prefer Schmidt or Jardim?
Schmidt.
Yeah, I think I'm on there. And there's a,
And
a
Jardim
big,
don't even want to come to Benfica, so forget
yeah,
about it. That's another one.
there's a big argument that's being made about, oh, we should get a Portuguese coach because then he's in tune with everything that goes on in the Portuguese league. He doesn't have to spend three months in learning all the mafia that goes on. I get that. I just think that sometimes you need a breath of fresh air.
Yeah.
And Benfica hasn't had a foreign coach now for what?
Kike Flourish.
15, 16. Yeah, Kike Flores
Kike
might
was
have
the
been
last one.
Last one.
Was
15.
Kike? Did Camacho? No. Yeah, it was Kike, right? Kike was the last
Kike came after Camacho. Kike was before JJ.
one. Kike was the last one. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we haven't had, and if you even can call Kike a coach, but we haven't had a foreign coach in quite a bit. Anyway, what else we got? That's it, right? Next week we will be back. We'll recap this B-side game, and we'll look ahead to Liverpool. We play Liverpool next week already?
Liverpool and Sporting.
Liverpool and Sporting. Wow. Lots of weekends to be.
Easter. You're gonna eat bunny eggs and
Or
watch
some
the Lions play the Eagles.
That's
Yeah,
Thanksgiving.
Oh, that's Thanksgiving, bro.
What?
The Lions versus the Eagles.
The
Nope.
Lions Sporting against Benfica.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Lions versus the
there you
Eagles.
go.
I mean, Dave.
I knew where you were, Dave. I knew where you were with your head. I was with you on that. Anyway, Cristiano, vamos lá então. All right, everybody. Take care.
I love you guys, yo.
Enjoy. Thanks,
Freddy's.
thanks everyone for
Yeah,
for
thank
the
you
chat,
guys
man.
so much.
Freddy's very and give Boris a break, Carlos, will you? Come on.
Well, yeah, dude, that's probably his nephew. I never seen Carl speak like that at anyone. I bet you.
I know Carlos is always
I
very
bet I bet you they're winding us up like, oh, we're gonna start a Will Smith and Chris Rock feud here on the Benfica podcast.
Yeah, Nick Valadão. I had never seen him before. Welcome. Thanks
Valadão,
for
Chapadão.
joining us.
Yeah, Nick, thank you guys. No, you guys, yo, fantastic. Yo, Evo, hit me up, man. Maybe we'll get you into the studio one of these days. We'll have a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boris is saying that Carlos is not a Benfiquista. This is where we go, man.
Ay, Jesus.
We can't be providing an arena for this type of talk.
Oh, there's my boy from Louisiana, Patrick. I was just gonna ask, where's Boris from?
Patrick Swofford was the first in the chat.
Today?
Where
He's
is
from
Boris
Louisiana.
Boris, where are you from?
I don't know, but it better not be anywhere near Carlos.
Carlos's basement, he says.
It better not be Carlos's basement. Carlos's head.
Well, we'll find out where Boris is from and then we'll go. Cristiano, prepara-te aí no botão.
Oh shit.
Boris won't tell us where.
We saw the Freddy's tonight, all right?
That's right. Oh, Boris is in Sweden.
Oh damn.
Oh, this tá perto, pá.
Yes. Boris, o Sweden não há nenhum Ibrahimovic.
Yeah.
Para
Chris,
Benfica.
let's go, bro.
Like
Take care, everyone.
Thanks, Freddy's. Be safe.
Later.
Have a good one.
See ya.